Welcome to Horror Movies and Beyond, a show about reviewing horror movies for the living to understand the dead. And I am your host, Ivotres Littles, and I'm here to give you the best experience possible about horror movies. Not just reviewing them, but take you far beyond them. Reviewing horror movies for the living to understand the dead. So what does that mean? Basically, I'm going to review a movie, but I want to give you the inside depth of it. Not just what is happening right now, but the backstory. Everything that you could possibly think of, from if it's about zombies, could there actually be zombies? And give you a little bit of history of where zombies came from. So there's going to be movies from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and up to today, because I want to make sure the topics and things that I'm talking about, you understand that it just didn't happen right now. It just didn't happen 20 years ago, maybe not even 30 years ago. Some of these movies are far beyond so old. They're called talkies, if you know what that is. So, but I want to make sure like we have just a full range of what is important, why they're here, how did they progress to what they are today. And I believe that is more important than just watching something. That is what the experience I want to give you. A better understanding of why they're screaming, why they're being slashed, why they chose this person, why they didn't choose this person, this location, what's the story, who brought it to us, and why. That is what reviewing horror movies for the living to understand the dead is what I'm talking about. What is and beyond? What is the beyond part? Basically, I want to take you far beyond not just the movie, but give you everything else that came with it. For example, killer dolls. Let's say that's the thing I'm going to do, and it's killer dolls. And we've all seen all kinds of movies about killer dolls. But actually, in the past, there were actually dolls were used during voodoo rituals to actually put the souls in there. So that kind of story kind of manifests into our fears. And a lot of directors and writers got these ideas from child's toys or actual stories. There's Robert the doll, there's Mandy the doll, there's Annabelle, the real Annabelle. And many directors have handled the subject matter in many different ways. There is a real doll, Robert the doll. People have got the idea that Chucky was kind of from the idea of Robert the doll, the history. But actually, that is not entirely true. But there's more to that than you actually know. And I'll get to that later. That is the beyond part. I want to give you that experience of where that story originated from and why is it so important, what we get out of it, and the story behind it. Or the word horror was coined here in America. Back then, it was called macabre and things like that. So that, I believe that's important. And I think it's one of the genres that is kind of underrated, but I want to bring it to the top here. I mean, literature, movies, serial killers, unsolved crimes, all that stuff plays such a huge role in creating, writing, and even thinking of a horror film. And it's not, just like a scare tactic or boo, boo, or, something moving here and there. You really have to be creative. You really have to know what type of audience you're going for and why is it important. It's not all about gore and guts. Well, we all love gore and guts, but it's more than that. It's the idea of what kind of audience you're trying to scare. What is the message you're trying to put out there? And I think that is really important, and I think I can bring that to you. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you far beyond.